No, man, I actually thought both of these teams were gonna make the playoffs.
Special player.
Oh, team. I thought you said.
Welcome back to Your Detroit Now. We got a great show ahead of us, talking Lions, Pistons, Red Wings, U of M, MSU, and before we get too far into the show, you might be asking, why are you guys not in the suits? Musa, why are we not in the suits?
I'll tell you why we're not in the suits, because we got a sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Detroit Life. Special video coming from them, and we'll drop that right now.
Special thanks to Detroit Life. Big fan.
Big fan, very comfortable shirts, and stay tuned to the end of the video where we're going to be announcing a giveaway.
Stay tuned.
All right, Musa, let's start off. Before we talk Lions, U of M football has had a crazy week since our last episode. I'm going to stay quiet, and I'm going to give the floor to you.
The worst thing that could happen to a UofM fan is obviously losing to Ohio State. The second worst thing is that your coach does something idiotically stupid. Coach Sherrone Moore was fired from the University of Michigan of being a head coach from assaulting a staff member.
Yeah, pretty shocking, crazy story that we heard. A lot of people at first thought it was because of the 9-3 record. Dave Portnoy certainly thought 9-3 is not acceptable at U of M, and that was the reason he was fired. But very quickly did we learn the whole backstory about what happened. It's very shocking, very revealing what goes on behind the scenes at U of M, Musa. So I guess, what do you have to say? What were your opinions of this whole thing?
I mean, I'm glad we fired him from what he did because, well, I don't know if this is confirmed or if this is a rumor, but I heard in front of the police he pulled a knife to his neck and he said he was going to kill himself after he got fired.
A lot of rumors going around right now, but how does it make you feel as a Michigan fan to know that this kind of conduct was happening behind the scenes?
I mean, like, I don't know why he would do that in the first place. It's kind of funny. The last 3 years, Michigan head coaches either got fired or banned from being a coach.
Not to mention, there's been a few more that have, been fired for, off the field stuff, such as the Connor Stallions and others. So very shocking. It was absolutely disgusting what was happening, and it's very interesting to see. Musa, who do you want to see replace Sherrone Moore?
I think Ryan Kelly is a good one. Ryan Kelly, as much as I hate him, but I don't think there's any other option. I could potentially see Matt Patricia, as much as I hate him though. And maybe this might be a bit absurd and a bit weird, but I think, in my opinion, if the Ravens miss the playoffs, I think John Harbaugh will coach Michigan.
That would be kind of crazy.
That'd be crazy. I could also potentially see John Gruden.
Gruden, I think, would actually be a good one. A lot of people are saying Kalen DeBoer from Alabama. And then the Alabama job opens up, and Lane Kiffin kind of took the LSU job. He could have had Alabama. Who knows? It's very interesting. But University of Michigan is probably a top 5 spot in college football.
Yeah, potentially a great program, great facilities, great players.
So very interesting. Sherrone Moore threw it all away, and shocking. I feel bad for the family, obviously, and this is a tough spot for U of M.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Musa, I think everybody gets what's happening with U of M. Let's talk about the Lions' loss to the Los Angeles Rams. Sunday, America's game of the week. Tom Brady was the announcer, 34-41. Musa, why don't you start us off with the game leaders, and I will take it into the team stats.
Gladly. Jared Goff, 25 for 41, 138 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Great game. Besides, during the game, he missed a lot of easy short passes and maybe took advantage of those short passes. Matt Stafford, 24 for 38, 368 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception by Aiden Hutchinson. How cool was that? To see
That
him?
was exciting. That was early in the game, too.
That was so exciting. But you know what's not exciting? Having a running back who rushed for more than 200 yards in a game only rushes for 38 yards on 13 carries.
Yeah, that was tough.
This guy is the fastest running back in the NFL. Maybe that's biased, but he's certainly one of the fastest. I don't know how he can't make those explosive plays.
Yeah, it was shocking all game. The run game couldn't work. And one thing I was going to talk about later, but you brought it up. It feels like Dan Campbell tries to establish the run game too early, and he really, really tries to emphasize that we can run. We have seen in the games where we have established a run game, we tend to win those by a lot. And the offense seems to be playing well. They get into a rhythm. When the run game doesn't work, we have zero backup plan. So that is something, when I'm watching the games, that's all I can think right now. Dan Campbell feels he has to get the run game going, and when we don't, we just keep running it, hoping that we can get it started at some point.
Yeah, you're certainly right. Kyron Williams, 15 carries for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 13 receptions, 164 yards, and 2 touchdowns. To Puka Nakua's 181 yards with 9 receptions. Roy Lopez and Aiden Hutchinson both had 1 sack, and Kobe Turner had 1 as well. Jack Campbell, 14 tackles for 10 solo, and Nate Landman, 10 tackles for 6 solo.
Let's talk about the team stats. Total yards, Rams had 519. There's a clear reason why they're probably the best in the NFC. There's a little bit of debate between the 1 and 2, but we'll see this Thursday, Rams versus Seahawks. But Rams 519 total yards versus the Lions 396. We had 0 turnovers. Rams had 1. We had 21 first downs. They had 30. We were 4 for 25 on penalties versus the Rams 2 for 8. Very, very clean football. Third downs, we were 5 for 14 versus their 2 for 9. Fourth downs, we were 2 for 2. They were 3 for 3. Red zone, we were 3 for 4. They were 4 for 6. And time of possession, 26-25 to their 33-35. So they pretty much won everything except turnovers.
Yeah, and when you say, I heard the 4th downs, I feel like 2 of those 4th downs that Sean McVay called were a bit absurd. I mean, like, one was 4th and 5, and the other one was like 4th and 8. Why would you not kick it, or why would you not kick it or punt it? Why would you go for it?
Yeah, it was, well, even the announcer said it felt like once they crossed the 50 and they were less than 4th and 5, they were automatically going for it. So anything plus that had a little bit of thought. So they were going for it a lot.
Certainly. And Emilio, I want to point something out. In this game, when J-Mo scored that touchdown, we had a 72.9% chance of winning, which means the Rams had 27.1% chance of coming back. And they came back.
Yeah, we totally threw this game away, and we fell asleep at the wheel.
Certainly, and I feel like that. You remember that one touchdown? I hate calling out the refs. I hate making these excuses if you want, but I think that deep ball touchdown to Kobe Parkinson was either a touchback or incomplete.
I thought it was an incomplete pass. That could just be because we're Lions fans. We thought it was an incomplete pass. I thought 100% it was not a touchdown.
It wasn't a touchdown. It could also potentially have been a touchback because he regained possession, but he had lost possession and regained possession. But I kind of saw his arm touch the out-of-bounds line.
I don't know. See, now we might be a little bit biased there. But let's talk about the fact that the Rams put up 20 unanswered points. Between the third quarter and the second quarter, they put up 20 unanswered points. we totally fell asleep at halftime.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened. We had so much. We had a great chance of winning, and during the game, it said if we win this game, we would have had a 73% chance of making the playoffs, but we lost, and they also so which means we have a 40% chance. It's possible, but we're gonna need a lot of help.
We're going to need a ton of help. And not to mention, I want to go back to this falling asleep at halftime. Guess what we did the first three drives coming out of the break? Three and out, three and out, three and out. You can't do anything with that.
And we cannot.
So Dan Campbell, as much as we love him as a head coach, we need a better offensive coordinator. This is definitely something we need to improve upon in the offseason, and we need to draft better. I mean, this O-line is killing the run game right now.
Frank Ragnow screwed us before the draft. That first round pick was a waste.
Yeah, what have we gotten with that?
Nothing. We knew Ali McNeil was going to come back. We signed a defensive tackle in the free agency. Why draft another one?
I have no idea. Sometimes it makes me curious, but they were in the mindset of best available, so it's interesting to see. Let's talk about next week. Lions need to win out if they want a realistic chance at the playoffs. Musa, tell us about next week's game.
Certainly. On December 21, on Christmas break, thank God, at 4:25 p.m. on CBS, the Lions will take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, who play tonight on Monday Night Football.
Against Miami. So this game tonight is important for Lions fans to watch. We're scouting. Lions currently are going in with a 68.6% chance of winning. The spread, Lions are favored -7, and the total is 49.5. Vegas is expecting a little bit of a shootout here against Aaron Rodgers. So Lions need to win this if they want a realistic chance in the playoffs. And yeah, Musa, any final thoughts before we head over to Pistons?
I'm a good believer. I'm a good believer in this team.
Yeah, let's hope they can get it done. All right, Musa, Pistons are currently first in the Central Division with a record of 20-5. They play the Celtics tonight at 7 o'clock.
Exciting, and they're coming off a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, Pistons are playing great basketball, and they've won 5 out of the last 6. Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive. Let's get into their most recent game against the Atlanta Hawks and talk about some of the stats.
Sounds good.
Field goal percentage 48%, 3-point percentage 41%, turnovers 14, and rebounds 40. Those are the team stats. Here are some of the game leaders. Points goes to Isaiah Stewart. Rebounds goes to Jalen Duren with 7. And assists goes to Karis Levert with 8. Oh, and Isaiah Stewart has 17 points.
Let's talk about some standings right now. The Pistons are averaging 119 points per game. That's third best in the conference. The opponent points per game is 113. That is also third best in the conference. Their point differential is 6.3. That is second best in the conference. They are playing great basketball. The Knicks are not far behind though. Pistons have played over 25 games. I feel like now is a great time to talk about where they stand. Currently have a 98% chance of going to the playoffs. I think they can actually lock up the 1 seed pretty early, Musa. Maybe not mathematically lock it up, but the way they're playing is definitely deserving of the 1 seed.
Definitely. The only problem in our way is OKC.
As we mentioned earlier, Musa, the only thing with OKC is we'll only see them in the final if we get there. So not totally concerned about OKC yet because a lot of basketball left to play. But Pistons, man, I'm excited when I watch the TV.
Same. Pistons are doing a great job. They've done great this year and last year.
And one thing I want to talk about is had we win into 2025, and I said, Musa, one team is most likely not going to make the playoffs. Would you have picked the Lions or would you have picked the Pistons?
No, man. I actually thought both of these teams were gonna make the playoffs.
See, I would have said if you would have told me one was gonna make it and one was gonna miss, I would have said Lions are making it, Pistons are gonna miss. From where things stand today, I'm thinking Lions are gonna miss and the Pistons are gonna make it.
Because like 98 and 40 is a big difference.
Yeah, 100%. So Pistons look great. No comments other than keep up what we're doing. I love what I'm seeing.
Keep up and win against the Celtics tonight.
100%. All right, Musa, let's talk Red Wings. Red Wings playing exciting, exciting hockey. They have shut out 2 in the last 4 games. They've currently had 4 wins out of the last 5 games. Did they turn something around? First in the Atlantic Division?
That's great, but I'm looking at these losses, 12 and losses in overtime 3.
Yeah, but it's actually okay when you look at some of these losses. I look at the Oilers. I'm going to scratch that. This loss, 6-5 against the Blue Jackets. Against the Bruins, 3-2. Lightning, that was a bad beat. But some of these losses are not horrible.
None of these losses were horrible. Besides our first game, we lost like 5-1.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Maybe we called the Red Wings out a little bit too early because things are actually not as bad as maybe we thought. Maybe we were just maybe we were living day to day with these Red Wings, and maybe we just got to step back and look at the big picture.
Maybe.
One thing that does concern me is their -5 goal differential. It's tough to make a run in the playoffs. It's tough to even get to the playoffs with a -5 goal differential. However, they are first in their division, so it'll be interesting to see where the Red Wings end up at the end of this whole thing.
Yeah. We're heading over to college basketball where we will be talking about the Michigan Wolverines. And Amelia, we're first in the Big Ten.
First in the Big Ten, number 2 in the country.
Number 2 in the country. Great season for the Wolverines. Let's talk about their most recent win against Maryland. Field goal percentage 60, 3-point percentage 63. Turnovers 9 and 26 rebounds. Not the best, but
it's interesting that they were better at the 3-ball than the field goal.
Yeah. Let's get into some of the game. That was the team stats. Now let's get into some of the game leaders. Yaxel Lindenberg led the team with points with 29. Yaxel Lindenberg led the team with rebounds with 8, and Elliot Cadu led the team with assists with 10. Remember, I'm calling my player of the week. Second time in a row, I have called, not in a row, but second time I've called my player of the week as a basketball player, and it's the same guy. My player of the week is Yaxel Lindenberg.
Special player. Yeah, this was kind of an interesting game. A little bit of ups, a little bit of downs. In the end, in about the second half with 14 minutes left, UofM took a big lead. Maryland was in this most of the game.
Maryland certainly was. They're a good school.
So kind of impressive. And at one point, the win probability flipped in Maryland's favor, 55%.
Yeah.
Let's head it over to MSU, number 9 team in the country.
9 team? Or 9? This is number 9.
9th team. Team.
Oh, team. I thought you said...
Spartans' most recent game was against Penn State, ranked Penn State 76-72. This one, man, this was scary. The game flow, looking at it, it was like back and forth, anybody's game at any point. The win probability actually late into the game flipped to Penn State's favor, giving them a 68% chance of winning. MSU was 46 from the field goal, 56 from the 3-point line, same thing as UofM. Spartans were better at the 3-ball than regular. 17 turnovers, Musa. Horrible. 40 rebounds is pretty good, actually. This was a weird game. I felt like the Spartans didn't bring their best. A reporter actually asked Tom Izzo, why did you guys miss 18 layups? So Izzo was mad about that, and clearly the fans are too. That's the reason this game was so close. We have to make the easy shots. 46% from the field goal is horrible. Make the easy shots, and this game's not even close.
Yeah, this was a scary game for MSU fans.
One thing I want to talk about, Divine Ugochukwu. First of all, that is the best name that the Spartans have on their roster. 23 points, 8 for 10 from the field goal, 2 for 2 on his free throws. That doesn't even mention his 3-pointers. Ugochukwu was 100% from the 3-point line, 5 for 5. He is the big reason the Spartans won this game. Divine Ugochukwu, easily my player of the game. Let's talk about rebounds. Jackson Kohler, 12 rebounds, and when it comes to assists, Jeremy Fierce led the team with 9. Kind of an interesting game for the Spartans. Uko Chuko, clearly player of the week. Pretty exciting stuff, but Spartans got to clean it up, make the easy shots, and this game cannot be close next time.
Most certainly cannot.
Today's first question comes from Nick in Dearborn. Nick wants to know, who is your Detroit Now rooting for in the college football playoffs? Musa, you want to start with that?
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one, honestly. I'm really hoping for Indiana. I'm really bandwagging them. I like Fernando Mendoza. I like Omar Cooper. I like Elijah Sarah. They're a really good team. I really love Fernando's Mendoza speech when he won the Heisman. By the way, congratulations, Fernando Mendoza.
Big Fernando Mendoza fan. For me, I 100% rooting for Indiana. I like what the coaches staff has been able to do there. A quick turnaround. Fernando Mendoza might be the best quarterback in college football this year. Most definitely the best quarterback on the best team, which is really what the Heisman is about. So 100% rooting for Indiana to win, but man, if Tulane can make a run, wouldn't that be fun?
And James Madison.
I mean, if one of those guys can make a run, it is a little bit interesting that they automatically get a bid into the college football playoffs. So, but I'd love to see Tulane make a run into the playoffs and beat Ole Miss.
Yeah, I still don't understand this playoff bracket. Why would they add teams that are like in top 20?
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It's weird that the conference champion automatically gets a bid, but I don't know. I think they made the right decision with who they kept in and who they kept out with the rules that they have.
Yeah, especially Notre Dame, the most unsportsmanlike team ever. Like, they don't want to even be in the bowl game because they missed the playoffs.
It's a little soft, don't you think?
Really soft. I'm also rooting. I kind of like Ole Miss. I kind of like Bama. Kind of like A&M. Kind of like Texas Tech. Kind of like Georgia. Definitely not rooting for Ohio State, OSU.
OSU. What if Ohio State gets out first game?
I'll be happy as I've ever been. I'll make edits of Crying Day.
Crying day. Well, Ohio State obviously gets the first round bye, so it'll be interesting if they get out in the quarterfinals, what happens there.
I also like Ole Miss and Oregon. Pretty much anyone beside Ohio State.
Yeah, I think you've named all 12 teams but Ohio State.
Hey, Emilio, we're doing things differently. I got a question from Ollie from Southfield. He asked, what happens if a player cheats 3 times in fantasy football? Because my teammate picked up Christian McCaffrey illegally and did not give him back to his former player, to his other teammate, to his other opponent. He made the playoff bracket with 6 people and not 4. So you know how it's like the top 4 teams, but he made it 6, even though it should be 4. You're just not gonna reply?
I don't know. Is that your question?
Mm-hmm. That's
So-
Ollie's question. That's Ollie's question.
That's Ollie's question. I don't know. Sounds like a champ to me. I would have no comment on this guy's problems.
No
I don't know
comment.
Ollie's what's Ollie's deal with this guy? That's what I would say.
I don't know what Ollie's deal here, but he sounds like a cheater.
Ollie?
No, this guy, whoever this guy is, picked up Christian McCaffrey illegally, changed the playoff bracket. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how true any of this is. So, I don't want to pull an Adam Schefter and say we have to hear the other guy's side of the story, but we might have to hear the other guy's side of the story.
We do?
Maybe.
All right, yeah. You seem a little sweaty there. You seem a little nervous.
I'm not nervous. I think you're keeping a straight face, which is awesome. When are you gonna tell him it was you?
It's not me. I'm not even in this guy's league.
I don't know anything about this, Musa. Let's wrap it up.
Sure, whatever. Yeah.
That was a good question, Musa. You like that?
Yeah.
Quick reminder before we get to the giveaway, just about the Your Detroit Now Gmail in the description. Please feel free to send us an email. Email in your questions. We'll answer them on the show, and that's where these 2 questions came from.
Emil, this is a while since we've done this. We actually have a giveaway item. We have a Detroit Life hat. And Emilio, how can they win this?
Yeah, great question. So to win this, it's pretty easy. You just got to subscribe to our channel. You have to follow our Instagram and follow Detroit Life's Instagram. By doing that, you're automatically entered into the giveaway, and we'll send you a message on Instagram, and we'll take it from there. So special thanks to Detroit Life. Very, very thankful for the sponsorship.
Yeah, thanks a lot to Detroit Life. Big fans.
Huge, huge fans. Musa, how do you like the shirt? It's pretty soft, pretty comfortable.
Pretty soft. I like the colors.
No, it's a good message too.
Really good message. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Come watch our next video. This is Your Detroit Now.